Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isaac Christopher Lubogo, and today I want to talk about something very interesting. Listen, many people have taken Africa for granted, but today I have the opportunity and the pleasure to talk about Africa in terms of the potential that Africa holds. And that's what I want to emphasize today. The unstoppable rise of Africa as the next superpower. Listen, Africa's potential as the next superpower in terms of what I describe the unstoppable rise towards superpower status. Many of you, when you listen to this, you begin making surprise, perhaps indications of whether or not what I'm saying can actually come into resonance. But listen, I'm going to give you certain substantive reasons why we believe, why I think that Africa is a power to reckon with, and why I think that Africa is the next superpower. I'm going to give you substantive, empirical evidence in terms of the strategic positions, in terms of the potential that Africa holds, in terms of the potential that Africa bears as a continent, in terms of preparing itself, preparing ourselves, preparing the entire continent as the next superpower. All you're gonna do is to simply listen to the things that I'm gonna tell you. There are many people who simply want to throw Africa off into the dustbins because of our past history, because of the challenges that Africa has gone through. No doubt, we've been held captive by, for probably a number of generations. And there are people who have written quite a number of substantive books, including one that is called How Europe, or called the Western World, held Africa in slavery or in servitude for quite underdeveloped Africa for that purpose. But I think the time has come that we need to look at Africa with another perspective in terms of its ability, in terms of its potential. And many of the things that I'm going to talk about are coming from the book that I wrote in terms of creating, that dispensation, trying to comprehend that Africa, for all intents and purposes, is the next superpower. You will comprehend and you'll understand where I'm coming from when I begin to break it down for you. So those of you who may be interested in reading a little bit more of our book in terms of that context, you may have to find it at lubogo.org or suigeneris Listen, there was a gentleman, Marcus Garvey, who said the world has made being black a shame. I intend to make it a virtue. So sometimes we have Africans, or the black man for that purpose, has actually been castigated, sent into the dustbins because of the color of their skin, and because of how the continent perhaps is in terms of what it is, in terms of road networks, for example, socioeconomic standing, in terms of there's so many things that have to do with what forms, quote unquote, a first-class world. But then we forget that many of these countries that we celebrate today, or we may be taking pride in today, are countries that may have begun in probably even much worse situations than Africa did. And perhaps some of the things we need to comprehend and to understand as Africans is that some of those things can actually be overcome. There are people who argue today that there are countries, for example, like China, who right now are on superdome status in terms of, almost every element of it. In fact, there was an individual who said what would happen to a time when everything would not only be manufactured in China, but perhaps invaded in China. China is now a power, a force to reckon with. Asian giants, for example, those Asian countries are powers to reckon with. And we think that they have discovered the niche and the abilities, and so they have identified some of the things that would actually augur well with actually helping their countries or their continents to become powerful entities to reckon with. So listen, my friends, even as we debate on the future of Africa, in the heart of Africa, there is a powerful proverb that resonates. It says, until the land learns how to write, every story will glorify the hunter. It speaks to a deep truth that has actually shaped the narrative of the continent for far too long. But Africa, with its untamed spirit and unwavering determination, is rising to write its story. Listen, my friends, the future belongs to Africa. It possesses something no other continent can claim: a vibrant youth population, driving innovation and growth, with boundless energy and limitless potential. Africans' young minds are the architects of the new era, shaping industries, sparking technological revolutions, and defying boundaries. Africa is not only merely a landmass, it's a mindset, a spirit, a way of life. It's the birthplace of humanity, the cradle of civilization that continues to inspire and captivate. Within its boundaries lies, by the way, a wellspring of untamed potential, waiting to be harnessed for the betterment of its people and the world at large. So, my friends, from the vast landscapes of untamed wilderness to the intricate tapestry of diverse cultures, Africa's beauty knows no bounds. It's a continent that ignites the senses, where every sunset paints the skies in hues of gold, and every beat of the drum echoes the rim of centuries. Within this rich tapestry lies the source of inspiration for humanity, a promise of greatness waiting to be fulfilled. Listen, my friends, Africa's diversity in its strength, interwoven with threads of resilience, creativity, and the indomitable spirit of its people. From the roaring savannas where the majestic wildlife roam freely, to the bustling cities pulsating with energy and innovation, Africa's heartbeat resonates across the globe. It's a rim that refuses to be ignored, a call to action, and a collaboration that echoes through the winds of change. So, my friends, in this land of promise, the future whispers through the wind, dances in vibrant colors, and beasts in the hearts of its people. Africa stands poised, ready to unleash its full potential and shape the destiny of generations to come. It's a continent with the cusp of a profound transformation, fueled by the dreams and aspirations of its sons and daughters. So listen, from the depths of its history to the heights of its aspiration, Africa is a continent that stands poised to redefine the world. In untapped potential is a beacon of hope, illuminating a path towards progress and prosperity. It is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people, who have weathered storms and overcome adversity with unwavering resolve. Listen, as the world turns its gaze towards Africa, let us recognize the power of this great continent. Let us join hands in partnership, embracing its diversity, unlocking its potential, and celebrating its achievement. For in Africa, rise lies not only in the fulfillment of its own destiny, but also the collective advancement of humanity. Together, we can create a future where the lion not only learns to write, but also becomes the author of its own story. One that inspires generations, transcends borders, and forever shines in the annals of human history. What I've just been talking about are some of the issues that we discuss in our book, Africa on the Rise. Listen, Africa as a continent is unparalleled in terms of diversity, in terms of untapped potential, and is poised to emerge as the next global superpower. Listen, I will explore certain key factors that position Africa for what we call unstoppable rise towards superpower status, backed by its abundant natural resources, youthful population, economic growth prospects, and cultural richness. By leveraging its unique advantages, Africa is charting a path towards what they call sustainable development, technological innovation, and regional integration. So I will delve into Africa's vast mineral, for example, reserves, renewable energy potential, agricultural productivity, and the transformative power of its entrepreneurship spirit. I will also examine the challenges as far as Africa that must be overcome, including poverty, infrastructure, and the governance issues, emphasizing the importance of inclusive growth, education, and good governance, and harnessing its strength in terms of fostering what they call collaborative partnership. Africa, my friend, is on the cusp of reshaping the global landscape, solidifying its position as the next superpower, and leaving an indelible mark on the world stage. So I'll conclude by emphasizing the urgency in terms of global community to recognize Africa's immense potential and engage in mutually beneficial partnership to facilitate its unstoppable rise towards superpower status. Welcome to making Africa the best. Listen, my friends, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 2 small steps. And as long as you refuse to take those 2 steps, you can never progress. Listen, in the realm of global power dynamics, Africa's rise as the next superpower is something that is of increasing interest and significance. And I will, as I said, delve into what they call untapped potential for this continent. I will explore factors that position Africa on a trajectory towards achieving superpower status. I will draw inspiration from teachings and ideologies of esteemed African revolution leaders in terms of what treatise they make, what light they shed, what vision they lay, what resilience that have fueled these Africans' unwavering pursuit to a brighter future. Listen, throughout history, Africa has produced revolutionary leaders who espouse the belief in Africa's inherent greatness and its ability to shape its destiny. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, and a prominent advocate of Pan-Africanism, championed the idea of united and prosperous Africa, freed from the shackles of colonialism and exploitation. Nkrumah's visionary leadership, grounded in the deep sense of African pride and self-determination, which served as a beacon of inspiration for Africa's journey towards superpower status. Another towering figure is Nelson Mandela, whose unwavering dedication to justice, equality, and reconciliation transformed not only South Africa, but also the world. Mandela's resilience, wisdom, and commitment to the values of democracy and social progress continues to inspire generations. His legacy reinforced the notion that Africa's rise to superpower status is not merely a pursuit of economic dominance, but also towards empowering its people and fostering inclusive development. Listen, my friend, I'll remind you of another fellow, Amilcar Cabral, the revolutionary leader from Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, who advocated for the emancipation of Africa from the clutches of imperialism and the establishment of what they call self-governing nations. His profound understanding of the socio-economic and political challenges facing Africa serves as a reminder of the need for unity in terms of self-reliance and strategic planning to overcome the hurdles on the path to superdome status. These visionary leaders, among others, believed in Africa's immense potential and the crucial role it plays on the global road. They recognized that Africa's success as a superpower would not only benefit the continent, but also contribute to a more equitable and prosperous world. My friends, we will explore Africa's unique advantages, such as its rich resources, as I said, youthful population, cultural diversity, and the transformative power of its entrepreneurship. We will delve into the continent's potential as a leader in terms of renewable energy, in terms of technological innovation, economic integration. We will examine what challenges Africa must overcome, as I said, including poverty, infrastructure deficit, governance issues, while emphasizing the importance of increasing growth, education, and good governance. So when we examine Africa's potential through the lens of these revered revolution leaders, we will highlight the urgency and the importance of Africa's unstoppable rise towards superpower status. So I will aim in terms of contributing dialogue surrounding Africa in terms of transformation, advocating for increased recognition, cooperation, and support in terms of the global community. And I will embrace Africa's potential, celebrate its achievement, and lay groundwork for a future where Africa stands tall as a beacon for progress in terms of influencing the world and leaving an indelible mark in terms of human history. Listen, if I'm talking about conceptualization of this wonderful book, I will argue that Africa, the cradle of humanity, is on the steadfast trajectory to become the next global superpower, surpassing the likes of America, Russia, China, and India, Britain, and all the present-day giants. So this remarkable ascent is going to be fueled by the convergence of what they call unparalleled factors that set the continent apart. With its vast resources, untapped potential, youthful population, dynamic economies, Africa is poised to reshape the global order and become the force to be reckoned with. In terms of a demographic advantage, Africa boasts one of the youngest and fast growing population globally, enforcing what they call an immense demographic. In terms of bulk fuels, we have over 1.3 billion people with a projection population about 2.5 by 2050. Africa has a lot of unstoppable human potential. As an economic powerhouse, African economies are surging, outpacing global growth rates with an expanding middle class and increasing consumer spending. Africa's markets present unparalleled opportunities for investors and business. Several African nations consistently achieve impressive GDP growth rates, fostering economic stability, regional integration, and diversification. The continent's economic power is a catalyst for job creation, poverty alleviation, and even sustainable development. Its abundant natural resources. Africa is blessed with a treasure trove of natural resources, including minerals, oil, gas, and arable land. It holds the majority of the world's reserves of platinum, cobalt, and rare earth metals, crucial for advanced technology. Africa's strategic source with wealth provides a strong foundation for economic growth, technological advancement, and even global influence. If you are to argue in terms of renewable energy revolution, Africa's potential to harness renewable energy is a game changer on the global stage. The continent's abundant sunshine and wind and resources make it a prime location for solar and even wind energy projects, embracing clean energy initiatives not only to address Africa's energy needs but also position the continent as a leader in sustainable development and climate action. In terms of technological leapfrogging, Africa has a unique opportunity to leapfrog outdated technologies and directly adapt advanced solutions. Mobile phone penetration rates in Africa are soaring, fostering digital innovation and entrepreneurship. This digital revolution, coupled with the continent's young and tech-savvy population, positions Africa at the forefront of disruptive technologies such as fringe, e-commerce, and even telemedicine. In terms of cultural richness and soft power, Africa's vibrant and diverse cultures, its language, art, music, literature offer a wellspring of soft power. Through cultural exchanges, Africa can foster mutual understanding, shape global narratives, and become a hub for creative industries. The continent's rich heritage resonates globally, capturing hearts and even minds and enhancing influence in terms of the world stage. In terms of sustainable development leadership, Africa's commitment to sustainable development is evident in its efforts to address climate change, conserve biodiversity, and promote green initiatives. The continent's vast landscapes, including its rainforests, savannas, and marine ecosystems, are vital for global environmental sustainability. Africa's leadership in sustainable development positions it as a key player in shaping global policies and fostering a more sustainable future. Africa's rise to superpower status is inevitable. With its youthful population, for example, by 2022, around 40% of the population was actually aged 15 years and younger. Dynamic economies, abundant resources, renewable energy potential, technological leapfrogging, cultural richness, and commitment to sustainable development. Africa is uniquely positioned to become a global powerhouse. Embracing Africa's potential means embracing a future where the continent's influence shapes global agendas, fosters innovation, and drives what they call positive change. So the world must recognize and harness the transformative power of Africa. It paves the way for a new era of shared prosperity and global leadership. Africa's potential as the next potential superpower is grounded in the range of factors, as I said, including geographical advantages, abundant natural resources, untapped wealth, potential for renewable energy, freshwater availability, human capital, unique climate conditions, agricultural potential, mineral resources, and other distinguishing characteristics. So we're going to explore some of those in our book, Why Africa Becomes the Next Superpower. In terms of geographical advantage, Africa possesses a strategic location with proximity to major global trade areas, making it a crucial hub in terms of international commerce. Its vast coastline offers immense potential for maritime trade and connectivity. In terms of natural resources, Africa's rich and natural resources, including significant deposits of minerals such as gold, diamond, platinum, copper, cobalt, uranium. Its mineral wealth presents opportunities for economic growth and development, and demands for these resources continues to rise worldwide. It should be noted that Africa has vast natural resources, but they are distributed unevenly. The southern region is rich in mineral resources like metals and precious stones. Some coastal areas of Western and Northern Africa produce a lot of oil. Some areas of Central and Southern Africa have abundant water and rich soil. Untapped wealth. Despite the presence of valuable resources, much of Africa's potential remains untapped. With effective governance and investment in infrastructure in the light of right policies, the continent can unlock its wealth, fostering economic growth and attracting foreign direct investment. In terms of renewable energy potential, Africa boasts abundant sunlight and vast land areas suitable for solar energy production. With growing demand for clean and sustainable energy resources, the continent has potential to become a global leader in harnessing solar power, reducing reliance on fossil fuels, and contributing to mitigating climate change. It should be emphasized that Africa has substantial new and renewable energy resources, most of which are underexploited. Only about 7% of Africa's enormous hydro potential has been harnessed. Freshwater availability, for example. Africa is the home of major rivers, including the Nile, Congo, the Niger, the vast Lake Victoria. These water bodies offer enormous potential for hydroelectric power generation, agriculture irrigation, and fresh water supply, which can fuel economic growth and development. Talk about human capital. Africa has young and rapidly growing population. With right investment in education, healthcare, and skills in terms of development, this demographic advantage can translate into significant workforce and consumer base, fostering innovation, entrepreneurship, and even economic productivity. Melanin potential. Africa's diversity in terms of melanin-rich population can offer an advantage in today's globalized world, where inclusivity in terms of representation are increasingly valued. Africa's diaspora is expanding its influence in various sectors, including politics, arts, technology, and businesses, contributing to global culture and even economic diversity. Its unique climate and agricultural potential. Africa's diverse climate conditions, ranging from tropical rainforests to arid savannas, provide a conducive environment for the variety of agricultural products. The continent has the potential to significantly increase its agricultural productivity, contributing to food security and export opportunities. In terms of rainfall and soil, Africa receives abundant rainfall in many regions, supporting agricultural activities and even enabling the cultivation of various crops. Moreover, the continent possesses fertile soils suitable for agriculture, providing a foundation for sustainable food production and potential export products. In terms of mineral resources, Africa is known for its vast mineral reserves, including significant deposits like bauxite, coal, iron, ore, phosphate, and rare earth metals. These resources are crucial for industrial production, infrastructure development, and technological advancement, offering opportunities for economic growth. So, listen, to realize its potential as a superpower, Africa needs to address various challenges, no doubt, such as political stability, infrastructure development, good governance, education, health care, and overcoming historical and systematic barriers. So by leveraging its unique advantages, investing in human capital, fostering regional integration, promoting sustainable development, Africa can position itself in a global powerhouse, contributing to the global prosperity and becoming a superpower in the future. Listen, my friend, welcome to Making Africa the Next Superpower. Look out for our book. Find it at lubogo.org, suigeneris.com. God bless you. Thank you for your attention. I'll take leave.